Good morning. Okay, I want to show the progress that we've made so far. Here's our table in our will-be outdoor kitchen area. This side of it's coming along. This side is still kind of cluttered with stuff. It's not going to be beautiful. It's going to be very primitive, very work with what we have kind of thing because of very low budget. Soon I will have a video to show my apple seeds that I planted. I know probably a lot of you would like to see a video of me actually doing this stuff. I'll see what I can do about that. I only have my phone to use, which is the reason why it's hard for me to set up and show me actually doing these things. I planted several herbs yesterday. I planted some mint, some thyme, some spearmint, tarragon. I know that one's lemon balm. I forgot the other two. I'm bad about that. Let me see. I'll open my little container here. I hope I'm not moving the camera too much. Okay, the first one was mint. The second one was thyme, however you pronounce that. People have corrected me before on that. The third one was spearmint. Okay, the fourth was rosemary. And then tarragon. See, there's the rosemary. And the spearmint one. And the fourth one was marjoram. And wait, I missed one. The first one was mint, which is right here. The second was thyme. I don't have them labeled yet. I don't have a marker out here. Third one was spearmint. Fourth one was rosemary. Fifth one was tarragon. Sixth one was marjoram. And the seventh one is lemon balm. And I can't wait for that one because it has a lot of medicinal properties as well. Can't really list them off for you right now because I'm just learning about that stuff. These are some of my saved squash seeds from last year. I'm going to try to see if I can get a kiwi tree growing. Excuse me. And this jar, I decided to try something different, kind of goofy. With a sweet potato, and I planted it in a gallon jar because I'm having issues with, it needs to be watered, so. But I just decided to I used some potting soil. I'm going to set the camera down. Hopefully you can still see. I have to move it back. No, all you're seeing is the purple things. Sorry. My fingers are in the way. Alright. Yeah, all I have is my phone, so it's kind of hard to show me really doing things. Okay. That's good and watered now. Step back here a minute. This is kind of my seed area. The bag that had the potting soil in it. Actually, I threw some of my seed boxes in there, and then the boxes underneath that has all my seeds in it. This pallet right here is going to be used, I'm going to use that for our cucumbers. to climb up. Give you a better view of it here. That's the pallet. And I decided to put up our, start putting up our chicken fence yesterday. We don't have chickens yet. We will. And this is going to be the door right here. Secured it with a coat hanger. Like I said, we're working on very low budget, so I don't have all the fancy stuff to hook things together, but it can be moved. Like, we can pick the pallet up and we can move it. We're gonna secure this right here, the gap. We're gonna secure that with something. We pounded the posts in, and this was some old fence that we have. It's not perfect. It's not done. But you can see we have a pretty good start on it. That's my husband right there. The greenhouse is still sitting there. Still waiting on materials for that. I got 2 rows of corn planted yesterday. And 2 rows of cucumbers, 16 hills, 8 in each. The first row of corn is going to be the yellow, just the yellow kernel corn. The second is the yellow and white. Our compost bin up close here. I'm going to be starting compost piles all over the property. Because next year I'm gonna have raised beds everywhere. We've kind of had a setback. We've had raccoons and snails that have taken after our plants, and yes, there's a lot of weeds in the garden. Kind of hard for me to get down there and weed because I have a bad back. I do still have some Brussels sprouts that are doing okay. There's one of them in amongst the weeds. The piles I am trying to use for mulch, but it looks like they might be rooting themselves, so I'm gonna have to figure out something different for that. And there's another one. So there's 2 that we have. I'm hoping that the other ones that got eaten will kind of relief. It looks like they might. I'm hoping that we didn't lose it all. I saw another one. Yep, there's a couple more of our Brussels sprouts right there in amongst the weeds that I will pull out. Maybe. I try to wear gloves when I weed and do stuff out in the garden because we have a lot of spiders out here. And I'm in shorts. I don't usually wear shorts out to the garden for that very reason. Ticks and spiders and yeah. So there's a few other things in the garden. I don't know if anybody can tell me what that is. I know it's, to a lot of people, it's a weed. But I know I need to kind of compare it to certain pictures, which I haven't had a chance to do. We have plenty of medicinal herbs around. That one right there. I can't remember the name of it. I'm really bad about that. I'm trying to find my kale. Like I said, our raccoons have taken after a lot of our stuff, and I'm not happy about it. Okay. Well, here's some of it, and it looks like it's reliefing, which is good. I've got to get out here and weed. At least try to. I think my husband went back inside. Oh, he's over there. Sorry if the video isn't showing a whole lot. My garlic is doing really well, even though there's a bunch of weeds around it. At least part of my garlic is doing good. As you can see, part of my garlic is doing really well. We have all these stupid vines everywhere that try to take over everything. It's really hard to stay on top of the weeds here. I don't know if everyone has that problem, but we don't have the money for the mulches and that kind of thing, and I can't even hardly get my hands on hay. I'm pretty much having to make it out of dried weeds. This is the reason I titled our channel Low Budget Homesteaders. I do believe, whoa, that's one of my cauliflower plants. So even though it doesn't look like we're doing that great, we have some things, and I'm grateful for what we have coming up. There's another something. I didn't get a chance to label everything, so I'm having to guess again. I usually end up making that mistake every year. We've had a lot of rain, so I think I'm going to end up having plants coming up everywhere. Places I didn't plant them. There, I do believe, that actually could be my cauliflower. I think my broccoli may be over there. Once I get it figured out, I will get things labeled. I'm trying to show you our little plants. See, there's another one of those plants that I do believe is medicinal. If someone could tell me what it is, I'd be very grateful. Excuse me. Oh, there's some of our beets. So we have beets coming up. Actually, that might be our lettuce. Oh, I'm going to be so happy. That I do think is our lettuce. I have not had fresh lettuce out of our garden in probably 4 years. I've had a really hard time with the bugs and groundhogs. I have flowers sprouting from my mulch. I think that's one of our beets. Oh, there's our beets right there. So I'm going to have some of those, which I thank the Lord for. He's the only one that can make it happen. Yeah, I desperately need to get out here and weed. I know that. There's some more beets. Right there. Right there. And they look pretty good. So I'm just worried about more rain. We have more rain coming today, like storms. But it's all in God's hands. Trying to remember what I planted. Oh, I planted radishes out here. And I don't know, so many snails out here. I try to just throw them out of the garden. I try not to crush their shells, but probably killed a few. Not on purpose. I don't see any radishes out here yet. I know radishes are one of those really quick grow things. I'm going to be doing a lot of ferments this year. I'd like to actually show a video of me doing those. Sorry, picking snails out of here, because I think they're responsible for eating a portion of our stuff, too. And I don't see any radishes yet. Like I said, we've gotten so much rain, it's hard to tell. Oh, there's some. There are some of our radishes right there. There's one. And there's one. So they're coming. And that corner I decided to leave nothing. I decided to just plant nothing in it. I planted some of our onion sets over here. Again, weed mulch. It looks like it's having fun more than dying and being mulch. Oh, I have an onion coming up. Right there. Right there. Nice. So our onions are coming up. That is awesome. Despite the rain, I've prayed over the garden. So, there's another one. It's just amazing. Just amazing that God is God. So I need to get some more mulch out here. Probably do that once I get it, get the weeds under control. And yeah, next year I'm planning on going to all raised beds. I know the materials can be kind of expensive, but yeah, I think those little plants I showed you out here are broccoli. One of which I think is right there. And they might be getting hit by bugs. Not surprising. That's another reason I'm doing all raised beds next year. To get stuff like up out of the ground. Sorry I'm moving around so much. Trying to find things. My garlic. I'm happy that my garlic is doing pretty good. I'm hoping it will grow to maturity. I just stepped on one. Oops. Didn't do that on purpose. I accidentally stepped on a garlic. So there's more. So it's doing pretty good despite even the weeds, so. And then, let me see. I don't think any of our cabbages came up, which is sad because I love fresh cabbage. Oh, our kales are resprouting, or coming back up. Throw that over in a compost pile. Stupid weeds. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up a little bit of the weeds. There's one of our kales. Right there. This video is going to take forever to upload. And I have no idea what that is. Oh, that's my celery. Hey, that's doing pretty good. My celery is flourishing. Despite everything. Big, huge weed there. So, this was supposed to be a green cabbage row, and I don't see any. They either got washed out by the rain, or eaten, or they just didn't come up. And I know my seeds were good, so... But that's the extent of our garden right now. My red cabbages never came up. Real unhappy about that because I love red cabbage. Probably just gonna have to buy that from like farmers markets or something. I might try to container grow some of them. I planted a vegetable spaghetti squash right here, right next to the compost bin. Because I figured we left a walk space. This is one of the posts. We're going to bring the fence around to the chicken coop over here. I got distracted, I'm sorry. And we're going to include some of this hill, which is basically a compost hill. But I'm going to like pull up a lot of those weeds and stuff and add them to our compost over here. Because I want to include some of this in the chicken area. I'm going to bring the fence around where it kind of sides the garden. If I can get enough fence. If not, it'll just end up getting connected right here. And see, we're getting the coop cleaned out. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Getting the coop cleaned out, sort of. All the junk is out of there. And we just need to, like... pick the other stuff out of here. I'm going to remove the iris bulbs. Can anyone tell me if iris are poisonous to chickens? Then I don't really want them destroying them either. So I'm probably going to just dig up the bulbs and replant them this summer. Or this fall. And we still have to clean this up. And we're going to fence that off at the back. And of course across the top, as I said before. Yeah, inside of the... I'm probably going to put some chicken wire across the back of this pallet. Because it is so open and don't really want... I mean, I guess it really wouldn't matter. As long as they can't get hurt on it, I'll sweep it off. And we'll probably peck bugs out of it. I had my husband mow the yard out here yesterday so we could start putting up some of the fence. So, but as I was going to show you, I got distracted. I do that very easily. I have a squash. I think it's a vegetable spaghetti squash growing out of my compost bin. Someone else shared a video that said they had a pumpkin growing out of their compost bin. And the way they put it was compliments of the compost bin. And that's... vegetable spaghetti squash, compliments of the compost bin. I think actually I've got 2 of them. Which is the other reason why I planted the one on the other side. So I figured it can climb up the compost bin. And the other thing I wanted to show you is our potatoes. I don't know if there's anything coming up yet. I'm very impatient when it comes to waiting for things to come up. No, I haven't done anything with a raised bed here yet. Haven't had the materials to finish it. We have some strawberries. Looks like I'm going to be picking strawberries. Again, I have 1 bowl of them. Nice. Okay, well, got to get them before the birds and the bugs do. And yes, I need to finish my strawberry patch. I'm going to eat this because it's a fresh strawberry and I love fresh strawberries. The absolute best. The absolute best. I'm going to try not to rock the phone too much. Hopefully I won't get stabbed by... Oh, I hope there's no poison ivy through there. Well, I guess if there is, then I just go in and take a bath real quick, huh? Got all our little flowers out here that I leave alone to feed the bees. One of these days, we're going to have our own beehives. One of these days. And I think I heard a little critter, and it might have been a cat. Because we have cats out here. We actually have some kittens in the barn. But I'm not you because very friendly kitty. She doesn't really like people around her babies. Okay, I don't have anything coming up yet. So I can't see anything coming up yet. You know what? I've got to check my potatoes. Those are some of my purple potatoes. Those are some of my purple potatoes. So you can see the sprouts. They're not turning green yet. I really shouldn't be doing this in sandals. Yep, they're coming, so I'm going to leave them. Just have to be patient. Ooh, recover that one up. I need to get more straw. I wanted to extend it throughout this area. And it's very slow going because